Hello? Is anybody here? If anybody's here and still has the last stream open, hey, quick. If anybody's here that has the last stream open still, could you go over there and just shout at people to come over here now? Because I derped with the latency in attempt 1. Irish Farmer, by the way, thank you very much for the, how much was it? Was it €5, €2 or something? The super chat, whatever it was, €5. I need to do some quick changes to the stream, so just bear with me a second. Because I do need to get the new chat link. This is stuff that I usually keep off the stream, but because I dropped the latency... Boom, there we go. Notice any issues? I've not used it yet. VF. How did I get the DLC? I was sent it this morning, or this afternoon at about 1 o'clock by Giants. That's how I got the DLC. So let's... I think you guys want to see me use this. There are a couple of problems. I've not used it yet. Let's use the bio baler first, shall we? This is the thing that I'm the most excited about. We will use everything today that I've bought. But we'll make some we'll make some bales of let's make some poplar bales. Or tree bales, or whatever they're called. Not with the equipment I currently have. That's pretty much all I'm planning on buying today. Oh crap. All I'm planning on buying today. It just wouldn't be me if I didn't have an argument with the AI traffic. Yeah, I just kind of bought equipment at random. Based on what I feel a farm needs. Is there double deck round bale autoloader? I don't think so, Big Chungus. Cartoonix, hello. I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of people watching today because, yeah, some people click on thinking Dave is clickbaiting. Some people thinking Dave can't possibly have the DLC. He's only got like 9,500 subscribers. Not even that. And then they stay because, holy crap, Dave actually has the DLC. How do work? F1. Hit lower baler. Okay, that changes that. Haha! I have found the control. Almost nobody's got the DLC. There is... at minimum 17 people who have it. Outside of Giants. This baler's nice. I'm really, oh well, the whole thing squats down. So, it does make wood chip bales, so you could, in theory, give these to the, like a biomass heating plant. So the bales are regarded as wood chips and not just wood. No flight then? No, not today. The bumper, I think, is just basically a weight that you pop on the front. So, oh god. We've already got our first bale, let's... There it is. There's the first wood chip biomass bale. We're doing Poplars Glengar at 8Ks, but with something that I feel is a lot more... I don't know, I think this is better than trying to use the New Holland harvester. Bumper does push down the poplars. I mean, everything pushes down the poplars. Hey Cornish, how's it going? It's going good. How's it going with you today? So I do have one of the only things that I haven't got from the DLC are the round bale piece of equipment, because I don't have anything. I don't have any round bales set up on this map. If you guys want to see some round bale stuff, I can swap onto another map that I do have set up for a bit more of a general look that I'll be recording a video on later on today. Bumper saves the paint job. I mean, yeah, but who needs paint on a tractor? So this is really nice, actually. I'm liking how this kind of all comes together. What does the particle system on the front look like? This is the bit that's difficult to see. It kind of just has the wood chipper particle system on the front, which makes sense considering it's making wood chip bales. Yeah, liking the way this works. Hello, Paul. Whereabouts do you sell the biomass bales? Well, they're wood chips, so basically anywhere you can sell wood chips. Are these not round bales? These are round bales. Oh, I wonder if you can pick these up with the round bale auto stacker. These are the smallest bales I've seen in Farm Sim in a very long time. Might make people actually want to do poppers, yeah. So these bales are technically just wood chips. Can you lift them without having like cheaty? No, you cannot lift the bales without cheating your strength up, at least. These bales roll very easily. Well, I'm really glad then that I chose a near perfectly flat field to do this in. I know I can move the baler from side to side. They only have two. Yeah, the bales are only 2,000 litres, which is potentially problems for console, I think, with bale limits. But I mean, these are the kind of bales that you just sell off straight away. So, is it really the worst thing in the world? I don't think so. I'll come back to this in a little bit because I want to have a play about with some other bits of the DLC now. Bale limits. Console has a bale limit of I think it's 200 roughly. Let's try out next the square bale stacker, the Stack Pro 7200, which hopefully the Deutz can pull this. I don't know if it can. This Stack Pro 7200 requires 175 and the Deutz has 143. Okay, so the Deutz probably won't be able to pull this. It's 200 bale limit on console, yeah. So let's hop into the 6R. Which I'm not going to be using GPS today because I forgot to update it. Opster put out an update to his GPS that fixes a problem that I had, and I forgot to update. We unwrap bales. I think you can unwrap the bale noodles. You might have to leave them for a bit, but from what I understand, you can unwrap them. So this is the bigger of the two square bale stackers. This is the 16 bale version. There's also a 14 bale version. Yeah, the noodles you can, the individual bales no. No update fixed it. Yeah, Brody, I alerted Wopster to it. It was actually an issue with the way that GPS works with wheels. Okay, so turn it on. Let's see how cool the animation is for this thing. What I don't get about this, why is there a robot? Why is there a need for a robot arm? Like, it's just over-engineered. Like, Arcus and just have like conveyor belts and stuff. Anderson come along, hey, we can use robot arms. I love it. I love how ridiculously over-engineered this is. You might notice there's a couple of hay bales in this field. That's fine. We'll be throwing them all into the noodleizer. Robots are cool. Says the guy who programs them. But, yeah. You can unwrap the wrapped bales from, like, the noodleizers. You don't work with robots? Fair enough. It's still possible to get stuff beached on bales, as it turns out. Hay doesn't work in the noodle. Does it not? We'll find out. We'll find out. That's the easy way to find out. Can't make silage with hay bales in 19. Oh, can you not? That's fine. I mean, if I can't make silage with it, I can't make silage with it. It's not a huge deal. I'm also going to ram the wool pallets out of the way of the sheep just so that it stops shouting at me. You had an issue with it the other night. Ah. You can only unwrap the noodle bales. So, out of the extractors, the new wrappers in the DLC, the line wrappers, as people are calling them. Or as they might well be called. I don't know. You can only unwrap the line wrapped bales. The sausage wrappers, the noodleizers, to make bale noodles. As you can see, there's like 100 bales in this field, so we're not going to run short on bales to test out the noodleizer with. Or the extractor, as I probably should call it. It's gonna be interesting. Because I always found with Farmson that the square, like wrapping square bales has always been kind of slow and tedious. It always felt a bit slower and more tedious than doing round bales. So I'm presuming that's that full. How to... Why is to unload? Oh. I've not used many auto stackers, so bear with me with my occasional stupidity when it comes to controls for things. Hello, Matteo. Is that supposed to happen? I'm not entirely sure if that... Oh, it is! That's interesting. Don't I have to feed them in with front loader? Yes. That was the wrong button. Which is why I have... Now I'm gonna need this to grab the... Actually, I can use the droids. You can stay stopped. I have the Manor 2 ready. Which I'm just gonna ram some... My wheel is disconnected again, hang on. Never been to Siena and Tuscany? No, I've never been to Italy. Excuse me? Excuse me, wheel. This isn't something to do with the game, this is just the wheel being a complete ass. There we go. Italy is a beautiful country, but I've never been there. I'd love to go though. Just very quickly and correctly dealing with the parts of wool. And let's grab... I'm just going to drop that there. Let's grab a bale fork. Maybe like this. And something that I haven't mentioned so far. that you may or may not have noticed, you can actually change the colour of the wrap in the extractors. So, same actually, Paul. So if you want to do pink bales, you can do pink bales. You can do... Is it pink? What are the colour selections here? Pink, black, white and green, I think. Yeah, pink, black, white and green bales. I, as per tradition, will be using pink bales pretty much always. Because, number one, it's just a nice colour for bales. Looks interesting. And number two, it supports breast cancer awareness, which is a cause that I'm very much in favour of. I think you can, but it's still worth noting that you can change the colours. Gengar. Hello, Hayden. It's better to know that you can than just, like, presuming everybody thinks you can. Will Landy be showing off the DLC today? Yes, I believe so. Landy does have it as well. I don't have enough time, Command Mateo. You just woke up. Fair enough, Hayden. I've been awake for a few hours. So let's give this a try. This is legitimately my first time using everything in this DLC, so I might get some stuff wrong here. So let's pull this up, let's say here-ish. And let's unfold, start the generator, I guess. I'm presuming it's now just on. I presume that it's now just on and ready to wrap. Gengarbot to the rescue. So let's start feeding this bales and see how it does. This one that I got actually can do square and round bales. So that is really cool. Well, it stops halfway down. Same sound as the gator, is it? I've not used the gator enough to know the sounds off by heart. The Mahindra. Ah, I've not used either of those enough to know the sounds. So let's grab a few bales and see how it does when I just dump bales on top of it. So I'm not sure it's gonna cope with this, but we'll see. That's wickedly cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this really kind of taking off across the field. Hopefully there's enough space for all the bales in this field. Okay, let's see what it does when I've got 4 bales on it like this. I don't think it's going to be overly happy. It's not overly happy. So you really want to feed it just the one bale at a time, otherwise it gets a bit angry. But there is the bale noodle starting to form. Oh crap, I forgot that it moves. Can you drop bales by the end of it? No. So you do have to load the bales onto the top of it. And That is really cool. Loading trigger does seem a small bit derpy, yeah. But bear in mind, this fork can be a bit derpy at times when it is near triggers, so it could be the fork as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just swap out to... just going to swap out to a base game fork to prevent any potential issues. And I'm going to dismount this bale as well, because mounting bales generally isn't the most efficient way to deal with bales. Seems simple, it works well. That's really it, yeah. It's like quite a simple way that it works, but it does work well. The square bales are slightly wider than the machine, yes. But the DLC isn't out yet. DLC doesn't come out till Tuesday, but if you want to pre-order it now for Tuesday, so you can get it when it's out, you can use the link that I just threw in there. This is an early look that Giants have kindly given me and a few others. They've given a few of us early access to show you guys the DLC and kind of let you guys make up your minds by seeing the DLC in action. Because it's all well and good seeing some pictures of it and seeing some really quite nice trailers made by Giants. Will it be on Steam? Yes. But if you use that link that I put in, Brody, you can pre-order it from Giants and it'll work with the Steam edition of the game just fine. How does it wrap the ends of the bales? It doesn't. That's the thing, is it just creates one giant bale noodle. That's how it works in real life. I don't know how the ends get wrapped. I'm guessing there's some way to do that. But yeah, you can pre-order today and not need to worry until Tuesday. Takes the pressure off manually wrapping all the time, and you can kind of keep all your bales in one. It does. That's what I was thinking, Yanis. Like, Anderson seemed to have over-engineered a small bit with the loading arm on the bale trailer. So let's see how this gets on with a normal bale. Or the in-game bale, folks, because I was using a modded set, which can cause some unusual issues at times. Hello, Josh. Testbill Dave. I'm not really testing anything today. I'm just messing about and kind of getting a bit of time with as much of the DLC as I can. I'm really liking how the wrapper works though. Like, that works so well. It is a bit finicky at times to use, granted. You know, it's not got some sort of silver bullet magic trigger that'll pick everything up immediately, but I don't know if you'd want a silver bullet magic trigger that just picks everything up instantly. I kind of like the way that it works and the fact that it kind of goes along the ground and leaves you with a quite nice line of bales and whatever color you want them wrapped in. Hello, Jamie. You don't have to sit there watching it wrap, I just quite enjoy it, but you can kind of have your bales set up all nearby and just grab them one by one or however many you want to grab at once and just set them into the wrapper. Excuse me, the bale fork is throwing a bit of a hissy fit and not wanting to pick up the bales that I want to pick up. You gonna pick up the bales this time? There we go. Is there anything else you guys want to see? How do the bales get fully wrapped if they don't rotate? They don't get fully wrapped. They only, in real life, Stu, the way that it works is it only wraps the sides, top and bottom. It doesn't wrap the front or back. Because they're kind of loaded into a kind of a bag arrangement to keep the air out. Like this first bale would have been loaded into some sort of bag style thing, and it only wraps the sides. You can see that it kind of puts a bit of excess wrap on so that the bales can scoot along and not cause huge issues. But if I go down to the end over here, to the first bale that I wrapped, I should be able to... Object too heavy. How do you unwrap the bales? I'm not entirely sure. Do you have to unload the bales first? Yes, you have to unload the bales and then you can cut open the bale and you get lovely silage bales, which are completely new texture. There we go. Some rather lovely silage bales. Yeah, also, other news from Farms In today, the mod contest has been announced. That is cool, that I like. And it works with round bales as well, by the way. The mod contest got announced today as well, so it's been a busy day for Giants. So let's start a new noodle, because I just wanted to kind of show off the silage bales themselves. Now, unwrapping and cutting the bales only works with the bales from the extractors. It does not work with like bales from the base game square bale wrapper or the round bale wrappers or anything like that. It'll only work with these. So that's the only way. Whoa! It's the only way you're going to be able to get wrapped silage bales for now, at least. This is very finicky to get to work. There we go. Try the hay bale? Yeah, let's try the hay bale. And what's going on here? Hang on, I think I've broken it. There we go, just need a little prod. Let's try the hay bale and see if it wants to work. If it doesn't, fair game. If it does, then great. So you guys want to see me do anything else? Do you want to see me go back to the bio baler and make a few more of the wood chip bales? In theory, yeah, yes. Can we see the round bale trailer picking up the bio bales and also the setting of bio bales to ensure it works on this map? Yeah, MPB, that's a very good request actually. Because I'm led to believe that the round bale stacker should be able to... Okay, so yeah, it does not work with hay bales. So that's something to bear in mind. You can't make silage out of hay bales, which actually makes sense. So how much is the round bale stacker? Because I'm going to need to cheat money in to get this. We'll get just the small one. So let's grab the RBM 2000 with... Okay, with Troubleshooting. I'm gonna need probably John Deere for this. If you're enjoying this and liking the look of the DLC, feel free to hit the like button. And feel free to subscribe as well. I'll be streaming some more Anderson DLC goodness tomorrow. So if there's something that you really want me to do and you don't think of it until later, you can always ask me tomorrow. I will try and cover as much as I can today. I'll be streaming until about 7 o'clock, so you got a couple of hours left to kind of come up with ideas of things that you'd like me to see me do. With the DLC and things you maybe want to have a look at in a bit more detail. Because I'm not really looking at things in detail just yet. I will be making a video for tomorrow where I look at things in a lot more detail. A feed mixer. I have the smaller of the two. So there are two feed mixers. I've got the smaller one. This is I think the smaller of the round bale stackers with the less robotic arm. Let's get this over to the field with poplars and see how we do with this. It was hinted in one of the dev blogs, I believe, that you can use this to pick up the wood chip bales, so I'm presuming you'll be able to. If you can't, then that's a complication for sure. It's going to make things a bit potentially awkward if you've got loads of bales just kind of dotted around the map. It looks like it should be able to pick these up. Okay, it can, interestingly. So you can auto-load these little bad boys. That looks kind of adorable on the back of the trailer, I must admit. I must admit, that looks absolutely adorable. Be interested to see me unload these. Yeah, I'm gonna make some more bales here right quick, just to kind of get the trailer filled up. Because now I'm a bit curious as to what a full trailer load of those will look like and how well it'll unload. Let's also move the baler around to the other side. So bear with me a minute while I try and figure out if there's a keyboard control to make this a bit easier. Which I'm sure there is, but I can't think of it right now. There we go. What just happened with the arm? Oh, you mean when it extended out? That's a thing that the Anderson autostackers do. That's their party trick. Well, the autostacker picked them up. Yeah. I mean, it's picked those three up. And those are bio bales, wood chip bales, wood bales, whatever you want to call them. Did the DLC come out today? It's not out till Tuesday, bucko. DLC's not out till Tuesday. Giants were kind enough to give a few of us early access to the DLC, so we can show it off to you guys. Give you guys a good idea of just how good it is, actually. Like, that you guys see all the equipment in actual use live and streams and stuff, and give you a better idea of whether you want to buy it or not. Worth the money? I would say so, yeah. This bio baler is really nice. I am really happy with the bio baler. The X tractor works about as well as I expected. Scrap autostacker is over-engineered, but that's a real-life issue Anderson, quite frankly. Bet more people do poplars now. I think so. They're so much easier to do now. Like, oh dear, there's some wood chips over there. Let's just pick them up. And oh no, there's some more. There's some more over here. Whatever will I do? I know. I'll just pick them up. I mean, you can't knock that level of simplicity. Yeah, oh, I got a field full of poplars. What am I going to do? Let's just bale it. Left shift, thank you, Robert. It's a bit late now because I just used the mouse control, but I'll try and remember that for the future. The only minor downside you could argue is that the baler quite realistically only goes 8 kilometers an hour. It is, you know, much slower to use than a round baler for crops. But in real life you want, you know, it's cutting wood in real, if you think about it, so it's not going to be the fastest piece of equipment in the world. But you know, it's still quite slow to do poplars. Don't think that getting the DLC is going to magically make poplars super fast. You know, it's still a slow process because you're having to chip up wood, which just isn't a fast thing to do to begin with. Bales are half the size, only 2,000 per bale. Yep, they're much smaller. But and I'd argue almost that the bale model actually is slightly bigger in game than it would be in real life. I've had a look at the real life ones, and they're quite small. That said, this is a really cool piece of equipment to use. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, in real life you would never want to rush making bales like this. Making biomass bales, because the equipment is tough but fragile. Just about to watch Daggerwin's video and saw I was live. What have you missed, Hayden? Nothing much. Not missed much. Did the biobales go through the hedge? They did on the back of the trailer, but like it's a bit strange with auto loaders and the hedges that have collisions for bales that they don't technically, like bales don't technically exist when they're on an auto loader. Here's the party trick again. Zoop. Says this loader actually loads 3 bales in a line. Let's go over to the wherever you sell. I don't know where do you sell wood chips on this map? I've never cared enough to check. Where do you sell wood chips? At the sawmill. Good. Where's the sawmill? Oh, it's just up the road. Wow, I really picked the perfect field for this. Myself, VF Landy, Sim, and Daggerwin, to my knowledge, all have early access to the DLC. Will this count as the biggest auto-load bale trailer in game from Giants? Yes, for sure. Hey, speed is key. So let's see how well these unload. I'm loving the texture on these. Sorry, I'm just kind of delaying it. I'm loving the texture and the fact that it is using baling twine. Wait, what? Seemingly they don't go to the wood chip sell point. I'm guessing they're actually supposed to be sold over at the wood. So let's go. Whoops. Bale sell point? It could be the bale sell point as well. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna bring over the telehandler and see if I can figure out where on earth to sell them. So I'm presuming then that with that bale trailer you want to be moving forwards as you're unloading. I have learned now. I am educated. I did say earlier that I will screw stuff up and get stuff wrong because maybe GAs might be biomass, possibly. But we'll just do a little tour of some sell points and see where on earth the wood chip bales get sold. I'm guessing it's probably going to be the wood sell point. Hello, Chad. How are you doing today? Let's just nip in between these cars here and get walloped by a truck. So are you 100% sure, Dominic? Because they wouldn't sell at the wood chip sell point, which I would have thought would be the logical place. So I'm guessing they probably sell at the logs sell point. What if they had to be added to the map? No, I doubt that. If anything, I could really pick them up with the trailer. Yeah, but if I'm going to be re-unloading them somewhere, I want to know where I need to re-unload them first. Every day is a learning day. So let's go up and grab just one of the bales and see if I can figure out where they actually sell at. Seeing as we've now established it's not at the wood chip sell point. Because they're in the trigger there. But they've not been sold. So okay, we'll grab two. Just want to double check that the trigger isn't being weird. Nope. Not selling at that trigger. Let's see if I bring them over to the log point what happens here. Not selling here either. This is mildly concerning. You may be correct there, Chad. I may do some edits to the map if that is the case. Bale shredder... I don't think a bale shredder can take these. Let's see what happens if I bring them over to the barn and try using the bale sell point at the barn. Your money's on BGA? You think I've got to remove it from the forks for it to be recognized? That is distinctly possible, Cornish. Let's spin around and double check then. I'm so used to the way things worked in 17, the rules from 17. Let's also check. Yeah, these bales are detected by the hedges that do not allow bales through. So these are definitely recognized as bales. It's just a case of where they sell. Okay. Off the fork. Okay, there we go. 265 at the log sell point. So there we go. We now know where to sell these bad boys. See, I got confused because they're registered as wood chips. So I presumed it would be the wood chip sell point. go to the icon. So is it like a specific spot in the sell point that they sell at? Now these bales aren't now these ones aren't selling. Are these not technically in the sell point? What on earth? That is dead center of the trigger. It's not selling. Does it pop up to sell bales around the icon? So, yeah, that's what I was doing. Let's see what happens if I bring one of these to the barn. I'm kind of curious now. I'm gonna presume that's user error until proven otherwise. I want to see what happens if I try and sell one at the barn, and then try and sell one at BGA. Can I interact with the icon? Yes, but it didn't seem to do anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a bit of a tour of the map and see where you can sell these as like kind of a grand total thing. DMF of the puns. What I'll also do later on tonight is I'll compare various things and see what on earth I'm doing wrong, if anything. If you sell them at the BJ, will you get digestate? That's kind of one of the questions. But seeing as these are technically bales, can they be sold at the barn? This is my next question, and then we'll check if they can be sold at the BGA. Which I'm doubting I'll be able to sell them at the BGA, but there's always a small chance. iFaffery will save you time. Exactly! iFaff, so you don't have to. This is worthwhile experimentation, in my eyes. So let's see, let's sell here. Will not sell at the barn. Okay, so you can't sell these at the barn. If I sell at the BGA, I won't get the money till midnight. Yeah, but if the bale disappears, then I'll know you can sell at the BGA. The money is not really necessary to find out. Hey, Dusty. How did I get these already? I was sent them. I was sent the DLC by Giants earlier on today. They were kind enough to give a few of us access to the DLC a few days early. Give you guys a chance to have a look at it properly in action. Heavy Hopper's doing, or the BFH is doing first test now. Whoa, wasn't expecting it to be that quick. Does map need updating? Potentially, Dominic. Bear in mind that I have no idea what I'm doing right now with these bales. After fire and test, no lift. I mean, it's still use for the Star Hopper. The BFH, as I'm going to call it. The Big Falcon Hopper. That's totally what the F stands for. Have I tried the sawmill? Yes. And it occasionally sells the bales. I'm really not too sure what's going on there. But this is I'm just testing kind of everywhere at once here. Let's see if they'll sell the BGA. Just to see what you can and can't do with these. Not selling at the BGA. Okay. So it looks like the only place you can sell them is the sawmill. Modern maps may well need updating, Tom, yeah. That is definitely a potential thing. I did manage to sell one bale at the sawmill, but I'm not entirely sure how the trigger there works. Opinion so far? I really like it so far. Like, it's really cool. I really like the silage wrapper. The new silage wrappers that make the bale noodles. Push a bit closer to the wall of BJA. I'll try that at a different point, Paul. What I want to do now, or what I'm going to do, is just go back to the bale wrapper and use that a bit more. And then we'll make some TMR. You've not seen it available on Steam yet? Why is this? Because this DLC that I'm using today isn't out until Tuesday, American farmers. Giants were kind enough to grant me and a few others access to the DLC a few days early to give you guys a look at it in proper action, not in a pre-scripted trailer or pre-arranged setup. This is it in 100% real, actual action. If that's the case, Sim Farmer, then basically I'm very lucky, yes. Quick Gaming kind of nailed it there. Why don't people with 20 subs get it? There are a few people, Jamison, or J Mason, that have many, many times more subs than me that don't have this DLC. I count my blessings that I have this just insane level of luck to be able to have this DLC right now. Currently making fields on your map, very nice. So you reckon the bale sell point might be elevated here? No, I don't know how those bales work. I am extremely lucky, Jim Mason. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that even for a second that I deserve this. You know, it's an awesome chance, and I'm really glad to have it. And it's a really cool DLC as well. Is that just for us? I don't know how to sell those bales. I'll have to figure that out over the coming days. This is the problem being one of the first people to have this DLC, is I have no idea how some of this works. Go to the eye, mark pointing this up. I've tried that tractor guy and it doesn't work. So I'm gonna do some figuring out, probably off camera, probably with the help of Landy, possibly with Sim as well, and whoever else we can rope together that does have the DLC. And we'll figure out what the reliable way to sell those is on Marwell. Is there no price added anywhere to sell them? That's a good call. No, they're counted as wood chips, so like, I was at the sawmill, but it didn't seem to work. And the other bales are all in the wood chip sell point, so I'm very confused by. It's probably pure luck. Yeah, I'll figure that out. That's something that I'll figure out. I'm about 70% certain it's something I'm doing stupidly. There is no additional logo on the in-game map for the wood chip bales, so I'm probably doing something wrong, quite honestly. I just haven't figured that out yet, so myself and Landy will probably sit down later on today and figure out the reliability of selling those bales, and how to do it properly, just so that we can show it off properly and not be kind of running around the map for 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to figure it out on a stream. Yeah, I doubt maps will need updates. It's probably something I'm doing wrong. If maps need updates, that's... Oxy might be forced into updating Marwell a bit earlier than he planned. But, you'd be glad to know, Dusty, that you can actually make these into pink bales. And once you get a full line out, you can unwrap them into, for the very first time in Farm Sim, naked silage bales with no wrap. So that's something you wanted in Farm Sim for the longest time. Then it's now a thing. Another cool trick this has, and it'll happen with this bale. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unload this and then keep the telehandler stationary so that you can see this happening. Because it kind of stands out the most when the telehandler stationary. So that'll do. Telehandler staying exactly where it is. And the actual wrapper moves forwards. Is there a maximum length you can make sausages? I don't think so. I don't think so, Cornish. I think it's just however long you can get them is however long you can make them. You just shred them with your Jen's chipper. That's actually something else I wanted to try is, can you chip the wood chip bales? Like, can you feed them into a wood chipper? It's like that's an interesting thing you can potentially do. Your stream is behind. Why am I not surprised by that, Flash? Why am I not surprised that your stream is behind? I'm going to turn down the in-game volume a small bit, just because I've noticed that it is quite loud. There we go. Still getting used to the options menus, surprisingly. Despite the game having been out for several months now. So again, party trick of this thing is it does move forward. It does do a bit of a scoot. Can you unwrap the bales from the Kuhn bale wrapper? No. It's only the ones from the Anderson wrappers. Chipper sprout, their site modes, yeah. But some people, like, I do know that some farms, particularly farms, sell them. Can you unwrap the round bales? When you put them into the Anderson wrappers, yes, you can unwrap them as well. So if I had some round bales here, I'd show you, but you can unwrap the rounds just as easily. They work the exact same way. In fact, the wrapper that I have here, the Hybrid X tractor. So let me just show you guys real quick. The IFX 720 only works with round bales. The Hybrid X will work with round bales and square bales. So if you want to get one of the two, spend an extra $5 get the Hybrid X. It requires an extra 5 horsepower. 7 horsepower even. But you then aren't limited to like only ever doing round bale silage. Can you unwrap normal bales? No. Is Anderson a real life brand? Absolutely. It is 100% a real life brand. There's no brand in Farm Sim other than Lizard that is made up. That's a no-brainer, yeah, that's... That's why it's called hybrid, because it can do both. I mean, it makes sense. The really cool thing, though, is just the fact that you can unwrap the silage bales now, even if it's just the Anderson bales. Yeah, we'll send another bale through here and you can see it wrapping up. And it just stops about halfway up so that the next bale will be loaded in. Can you open them? I don't know, actually, Tom. I don't have any round bales to test it with as well. slot count for each machine is under 15 slots for the console, guys. That's something I didn't know and couldn't tell you, so... if that is true, thank you very much, Paul. It's a step closer to a better game. It's a step closer to, like, more realism in the game, which is nice. If I don't know the bales where the cows get their daily fix of plastic from, I'm sure they'll find a way to eat some plastic. But, gotta admit, this looks pretty sweet. I did just see a visual glitch there where everything just went a bit mental. Let's just ignore the fact there was a small visual glitch that happened. One thing that I'm gonna see is a problem. Put stock counts up today. Oh, very nice. I wasn't aware of that. So, very low slots. Still string on the bales. Well, the string on most bales is made from sisal, which is a type of... It's made from flax, I believe. Can you change the wrap color of the Edison wrappers? Yes! If you remember all the trailers and stuff Giants put out with the DLC, all the wrappers were... all the wrap was white. You might notice that I'm using pink. You can also, if you want, use green or black wrap. And just to show you what happens when you want to finish the line, you just hit R, and it shoves the bales off into a nice bale noodle. Then you come over to the bales, hit R again on each individual bale, and you get lovely, unwrapped, naked silage bales. You may be part Irish. Possibly, Jeremy. So let's go grab the feed mixer. And, won't use that quick and clamp. Yeah, I know. This may be better than doing clamp silage. Yeah, try and pick up a noodle with wrap on. I will do one to make another noodle. The grass is growing in the bales. That's because of fast forward time, Josh. I kind of... If you've been watching the streams during the week or the videos, you'll know that I was setting up all week. Very openly setting up for the DLC. But, kind of secretly setting up for today, because I've known for the last few days that, this would be happening. And, these bales will work amazing with seasons. Yes, they'll be really nice with seasons. So this is the A700 feed mixer. This is a smaller of the two in the DLC. It's not the big. It's not the big one. I didn't feel like the big boy would be all that fitting on Marwell. But if you're on an American map or something with much bigger kind of fields and animal areas, then yeah, you're gonna probably want to go with the bigger one, or if you just got a lot of animals. But I've only got about 30 cows ish, so I didn't feel like it was necessary to go big time. This is the 18,000 capacity one. Yes, it is. Let me just show you. It's the A700, which is 23,000. The A950 is actually 29,000, so you're maybe better off going with the 23,000 capacity one. That's interesting. I know that, Josh, but it's just one of these things that the game does. It is the smaller one anyway. You were right in saying it was the smaller one, Paul. So let's grab... Conveniently, all 3 bales that I'll need are in this field. Let's make 12,000 liters of silage, real quick. Or TMR in this mixer. And we'll do a perfect 1/3 ratio. It's a nice DLC. It definitely is. There's some very interesting equipment. I think it's got a bit of something for everybody. For the people who wanted bigger mixer wagons, it's got that. For the people who wanted a new way of doing silage, it's got that. For the people who wanted some way to do poplars, it's got that. For people who wanted a bit more forestry equipment, it's even got that. So there is a bit of something for everybody in, you know, in the DLC. Aircrafts move, bales should have that effect. They kind of should actually, yeah, now that I think about it. So you can see the silage bales work just the same as normal bales. Or the unwrapped silage bales work just the same as wrapped silage bales. I'm going to run off up here because there's actually a straw bale hidden up here somewhere. For that perfect 1/3 ratio silage, or TMR. What I might do is just pop a big M into this map after I've got this done, make some round bales to show off that. Or just make a few round bales at least. To show off how... I wonder if you can mix round and square bales in the hybrid. Is the same with the round bales. You can noodle wrap them. Yep. Noodle wrapping works with all bales. I'm gonna call it noodle wrapping because it's just funny. But you can inline wrap all the bales. Well, round and square grass bales specifically. You can't do it with hay bales. You can't really do it with straw. I don't know why you want to do it with straw bales, but you can't. And that's what happens if you try and mount the feed mixer with a telehandler. It gets very angry and throws your bale away. I open them. It only works with the inline wrap bales. Doesn't work with bales from like the base game equipment. So there should be some perfect TMR. It's being regarded as forage. Why? I've got too much straw. Okay. Well, that's fine because we've got the space left over to grab another silage bale, another hay bale, both of which are conveniently still in also in the field. I do have a second hay bale hidden around in this field somewhere. So if you want to unwrap the silage bales, it'll only work with the stuff in the DLC. You buy a few round bales. They have to be grass bales, and you can't buy grass round bales. Is the problem. So I would have to create the round bales. Best place at the field edges or near the barn shed? Yeah. Can you do one bale at a time? Absolutely, Chad. I'll make a new noodle and show you in a minute. But I have been people have been asking that I do some TMR for the cows, and I'm just kind of fixing it a small bit because I put a bit too much straw in. So here's the second hay bale. This is the last hay bale that was conveniently in the or grass square bales. Yeah, no need. You can rewind. I mean, you can. I can totally do it again. I do plan on continuing with the noodling because this is now my favorite way to do silage because it's interesting and different. In standard mixer you need 4 bales, so it'll be interesting to get the higher amount DLC to get TMR. Yeah, and it is, to be fair, a bit of an odd number, so you might end up with like wanting to throw in a straw bale just to bulk it up a bit. But in theory, and this is something that not everybody knows, you don't actually need to throw straw into TMR. Straw can be at a 0 mix. There we go, I got 40, 40, 20, that's fine. I'm liking the sound of the mixer, actually. That is quite nice. Just kind of this whirring noise. So let's head over to the cow shed. Let's release a bit of the lock there because it is struggling a bit. Let's head over to the cow shed and give them some mix. Can you choose which side it unloads on? Yes, you can. That's really nice. So you can unload to the left or the right or at the back. Oh, hello. You can do rear tipping with this. So let's rear tip this. Because you've all seen the front and, you know, you've all seen the side animations on the other, in the base game feed mixers. I want to see what this thing looks like when unloading at the back. Because that's different and new and interesting. Also, I'm fully aware that I need to muck out the cows. This is what happens when I fast forward like 3 days in one go. So, if I start unloading here, that is a really quite nice. There's not much animation to it, to be fair, but like from here it looks really nice. It's different. I like it. And you can give the cows a lot more feed at once. So if I go down to the cows, yeah, they're getting 20-odd thousand liters of TMR right now. And this is really about as big as you want the trailer to be to fit in that shed. Turn the lights off, save the plant. Fine, I'll turn the lights off. Where's the light switch? Where is the light switch? It wasn't that one. I can't remember where the light switch for the inside is. Because those lights are definitely still on. And I'm not seeing a light switch. The front... Well, that's just for that light. The lights on the inside are still on. I'm sure there's another switch around here somewhere. I just can't remember where it is. That trailer doesn't unload correctly. I think it's that we're doing it wrong, VF. I think it's that we're used to the way that it's always kind of worked, and it works differently to that. Occasionally if cows graze in that spot. Yeah, like Betsy over there. On the wall inside the shed. Either I'm blind, or I'm blind. It doesn't matter. Same issue the others. Yeah. I'm still confused by these. I don't know where to sell these. Behind the cow. So yeah, it's just not selling them. Yeah, there it is. There you go, lights are off. Let's make some more bio bales. Definitely bug the unload animation doesn't work. Interesting. Thank you guys for pointing me towards something that I clearly couldn't see. And curing my idiocy for all of about 5 minutes. Don't you chop them up first in the chipper? I don't know. I don't know, Seeb. This is the thing. Is I have zero idea how most of this stuff works. What other equipment's in the DLC? Let's go into this view here and show you guys. So we got the round bale noodle wrapper, the round or square bale noodle wrapper, 23,000 litre feed mixer, the 29,000 litre feed mixer, a bale shredder that can take 2 bales, a trailed bale wrapper, which is going to be really nice on like Irish maps and stuff, the RBM 2000 round bale picker upper, which can hold 24 bales, biggest bale trailer giants have made. The RBM Pro 2000, which can also hold 24 bales, so you might be better off spending a bit less and getting just the smaller RBM in-game. But you can get the bigger one if you want more robot arm for your robot arm. The Stack Pro 7200, which can carry 16 bales. And the TSR 3450, which, oh, I got the bigger of the two square bale stackers. This one carries 16 bales, this one carries 14. They both work pretty much the same way. You got a bale bumper to push poplars down to be taken by the baler, but you don't need to. You got the baler and you've got a forestry trailer. Should push them off the trailer, but doesn't. Ah, yeah. I thought that was a bit odd. Yeah, it is a you know, it's... They've got time to fix this stuff. It's not out until Tuesday. In real life, they chop the bales with the chipper from Jens. In real life, they also sell the bales directly to biomass plants. So it's really kind of depends on what situation they want, because they... in a farm situation, not in a forestry situation, they will quite often sell the bales to the local biomass plant. It's one of the bigger DLCs that I can remember. I don't remember DLC being quite this big before. But poplars in the help menu, not info. Where's the help menu? Here. Poplars. Let's see if they have added something new here. Poplars. There's a lot of information here. Holy cow. Removing stumps, wood chips, logging, planting trees, chicken, sheep, manure slurry. If it's going to be anywhere, it's probably going to be like right down at the bottom. No. Great demand, finances, missions, tillage. No. What's the price difference between the in-game 16 bale stacker and the DLC bale stacker? So look. So the in-game one, if I go to baling technology, is 70 grand for 16 bales. The DLC one is 89,000 for 16 bales. So it is slightly more expensive. But if you want only 14 bales, you can get one for 57. That'll stack bales 7 high. Yeah, do you know what I'm gonna do? Is gonna get a wood chipper and see. Let's figure this out right now. We've got the Jens BA725. Let's get this. Let's grab the John Deere. Better makes a bale. The bales are regarded as being wood chips, is the thing. So let's do some investigations. Because this is stuff that nobody outside of Giants knows, and they've not told us. So this is genuine figuring out the game now. Something I've not done for quite a while. If you can't tell, I'm actually quite happy that I can be, you know, figuring stuff out again and finding new things, and get to experiment with stuff that nobody knows the answer to. Instead of people shouting, "No, Dave, you're wrong" at me every time I try something dumb. Because last night I had this idea as well, was to use the wood chipper, and I thought, no, that's a really dumb idea. Why would you use the wood chipper? They're still in the same place as logs. I have no idea where they sell VF. I sold one in the log sell point, but no others would go in after that. So I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure how it all works. So let's get a wood chipper and see what happens here. This is all kind of, well, the wood chip bales, as they're being regarded, are brand new to me and pretty much everybody, so let's do some figuring out so you don't have to at a later time. This is a guinea pig testing. Yeah, this is what happens when Giants introduce something this new, is nobody knows how to work it. So somebody has to figure it out, and today it's my turn. Oh dear! Good luck getting the bales in with that telehandler. I'll grab the telehandler from the yard. It'll be fine, see. I have a telehandler ready to go. But yeah, this is this is turning out to be more experimental than I had anticipated. Hello, Joey. Your wife thanks me. You're welcome, I guess, Chad. This is the frustration, I guess, of new things. Well, yeah, all the rules, Paul, for the crowdsource challenge are being suspended for the day. For the weekend, because when we got DLC, there needs to be experimentation done. And this is one of these bits of experimentation that needs to be done. Right, so let's... I'm also going to need to grab a trailer, which I might just grab from the shop. Buy a new piece of equipment to buy to make wood chips from wood chips. Yeah. To be fair, Shai, this is just experimentation at this point. Yeah, let's grab a trailer from the shop. I only need a small trailer just because I just want to figure this out. So we'll grab this in 12,000 capacity config. Doesn't need to be big. Just put the pipe into the trigger. I want to collect it. Here's the thing, I want to collect it to make sure that it's actually working and that it's all registering as wood chips correctly. I know that I can put it into the sell point. Using more... Yeah, this is exactly it, Chad. It's like... The more tools you need for something, the more interesting things get, because it gets really complicated and convoluted. And at times frustrating, but there is a reward when you get it done correctly. Hello, Stu. Fun fact, Stu, that was never planned. I had no plans of doing flights in today. I've known since Monday or Tuesday that this would be happening. And I've been straight up lying to you all week. Yeah, I got word earlier this week this would be happening, and I didn't want to ruin the surprise. As the Anderson DLC, I'm really liking it, Joey. The only issue is nobody quite knows how to deal with the wood chip bales, so we're figuring it out. You had a feeling I was getting it? I should never lie, but it made this so much better that I did. Like, would you prefer to have known all week that this was going to happen? And I wouldn't have been able to tell you guys anyway. So there was very little chance of me actually telling the truth all week. Every time like there's a DLC coming out, I will be likely lying to you about stuff. Or I don't know if lying is the correct word. Misdirecting is probably the better word, because a lot of the stuff that goes on is quite secret. But know, it's great. Didn't know you can make wood chip bales. That's what the bio bales are being regarded as. I was thinking quite hard. I know! So was Landy all week, from what he was telling me. We're not allowed to straight up say, but nothing about hinting. The fact that I had to get everything ready for the DLC by last night should have been a big red flag to the people who thought that I'd be getting the DLC, maybe. New content is all, yeah, pretty much every email myself and Landy get from Giants is under NDA, so there's no contract we signed saying that, but it's just we keep it under wraps for the sake of Giants, so that none of the big surprises they have planned get ruined. And the fun thing is, I have no idea what anything is coming up. So every time there's big news, I might know a day or two in advance, but that's about it. The mod contest, comically the mod contest, I had no idea, but I thought last night, everybody's focused on the DLC, but FarmCon's coming up, and about this time 2 years ago, the mod contest was announced, so we should be getting an announcement fairly soon about that. And then today, hey, the mod contest was announced. Literally last night I was thinking, it's about time they announce the mod contest, else they'll be cutting it quite tight for FarmCon, if they want to do the same thing they did 2 years ago. Lo and behold. VF, you have no idea how angry I made Lars earlier this week when I told him that, do you know the notification emails he sends out for the DLC? I didn't get one because the list broke again. So I sent him a message on Discord just like, hey dude, I didn't get this email that I'm pretty sure I was supposed to get. Just letting you know. I haven't seen him swear quite that much, ever. I literally can't tell you what he said on stream, but he was not very happy. But it was me coming to him again saying, the list is broken again. For me, again. Start the engine, get this running. We should be good to okay, this is all set up. I'll put it this way, BF. You know what Lars is like. What wheel setup do I have? I've got a Logitech G27. Just a full bog standard G27 setup. Wheel, pedal, shifter. The boring bog. It won't fit in. This is mildly concerning. It won't fit into the thing. I may need to use other wood chip bales to force it through. Yeah, I'm gonna use these other bales to try pushing it through. Okay, there we go. It doesn't work. Right. So you can't make wood chips out of it. This we now know. I'm just gonna sell this. And where the heck is it? There it is. Not this. I'm gonna just cheap money down 50,000. What did we learn today, children? Today we learned that sometimes, just sometimes, bales can fly if they believe hard enough. Screenshot? Okay. There we go, screenshot saved. Placeable wood chipper might work. It might. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try at the log sell point again, just kind of bop him around a bit. So that's because I sold the wood chipper. Like there we go. If you sell a wood chipper when there's something in it, they will just... the items in it will just float for a while. Until physics updates. So I have absolutely no clue how to sell these. Placeable biomass heater, I don't have that. Give it to David Zudi breaks. Oh! Did everybody see that? Wow, you gotta get him right into the pile. Winner, winner, chicken sandwiches. So that's how to sell them. You've gotta basically shove them into the pile of wood chips here. So this is a Marwell specific thing. It may be different on all maps. But that's how you sell wood chip bales. Sim, I thought you were saving up money for Mother's Day. There we go. Now we figured her out. Now we figured out how to sell these bad boys. $265 a piece as well. I'm getting almost no money from... wood chips don't tend to sell for huge amounts of money. Mother's Day is, I think, this weekend, isn't it? So let's make some more bales. Now that we've figured it out, let's get a full trailer load on the go. That still leaves the mystery of that one bale that sold at the wood sell point, yes. We had one bale that decided to be different and sell at the other sell point. Unless... no, it was that one bale, wasn't it? Because it disappeared. March 31st. Mother's Day is the same day the clocks go forward. That's kind of unfortunate, actually. Do they sell it both? I couldn't get them to sell it the wood reliably, but the wood chips they sold... once I figured that out, they sold very nicely. So maybe they do sell it both, but they're a bit picky with both sell points. What trailer can you use for wood chip bales? Either of the round bale auto stackers that are in the DLC, or you can use just a bog standard bale trailer and load them up yourself if you really want to. But ooh, why is it gone all janky? I'm going to just... because it might stop me running over bales. I'm going to get the bale bumper. I, by the way, have no idea where the biobaler is in terms of these categories. It might be in trailers. No. It's not in cotton technology. It's not going to be in sugarcane technology. Is it in baling tech? Ah, it's in baling tech, okay. And then the bumper must be in MISC. Yes. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Clocks go forward the 31st. You can have the baler directly behind the tractor if you really want, Jeremy. You can swing it around using the mouse controls. So you can bale like in a straight line if you really want to. If you got any questions about the DLC, this is a perfect place to ask, and I will do my absolute best to answer questions. I'm not gonna promise or guarantee by any means that I will have the answer to every question, but if you've got any questions, I'll do my best. And that's in the bump. Yeah, I think so. That's how I'm running to get it, is like the technical reason is so you can push down the poplars, and that's probably the reason in real life, but in game the reason is so you can shove the bales about, honestly. Which way does this attach? It's finally passed testing. No, it failed, but Decker said that it will be updated. How many bales do the bale traders hold? So the round bale traders both hold 24 bales. They're the biggest bale traders ever made by giants in terms of capacity. The square balers, the more expensive one holds 16 bales, I think it is, and is 79,000 off the top of my head. I'll check in a second. And the smaller one carries 14 bales. But both round bale traders carry the same amount, so let's have a look real quick. That's animals, Dave. That's not what you want to look at. Baling technology. So both of the round bale traders here, these two, the RBM 2000 and Pro 2000, both hold 24 bales. Both require 130 horsepower, but there's a 22,000 euro difference. The two square bale wrappers, there's a 30,000 euro difference, 32,000 difference. The 3450, this more basic looking one, holds 14 bales, 7200. The more advanced looking one, with the robot arm, I think they both have robot arms, holds 16 bales. But both of these are near identical, it's just the arm is different on both. So there's been a reason to avoid round bales with you, small capacity collector. This makes it more useful. Yes, you can. It could be argued that round bales are now better to do than square bales, because you can collect them up in in the 20s at a time, and they're the same capacity, barring the. Whoops. So does this have any controls associated with it? Can lower the tool, and that's about it. So let's lower it. I'll attach the. Yes, it is shoving the bale around. That is exactly what I wanted it to do. So yeah, the bale bumper is particularly useful if you want to stop yourself from running over all the bales ever. Drive beeps to you, you put your remote down, get a snack from the kitchen. That'll show him. That's maybe a bit of an extreme reaction, Chad. So let's get this back on and get going again. Now that we've got the bale bumper tight, it helps if I lower it. Now that I've got the bale bumper attached, I shouldn't run into bales again. Anyway, you turn around, the previous bales are in the way. Yeah, I mean, I think this could be really useful just for all bales getting the bumper. What's Dave's opinion on the new toys? I really like them. They're very interesting and quite fun. There are a few rough edges that hopefully will be ironed out before the DLC releases publicly. There's always a chance that when you get early access to something that isn't going to work exactly as it maybe should at times. But overall, I'm really, really liking the DLC. Will AI run the bio baler? Let's see if I can hire a worker on this. That's a really good question, Krasov. So I'm just going to line this up so that it's at least picking up some chips and hire a worker. No, you cannot hire a worker to do this. It is a manual job only. That was a good question though. Good idea. Can you bale normally with a hired worker? I feel like it's running by the same rules as normal hired workers. Courseplay won't work with this straight away. Like that's a guarantee. You will not work with Courseplay. Because Courseplay won't know what to do. I'm kind of hoping that it won't be in 19 because these are new scripts and kind of still encrypted. I kind of hope that come 21 that we see some really cool offset balers with some of the scripts from the Anderson DLC. And some of the new features. You can't bale the green poplars, they're not fully grown, they're not ready to harvest. You're gonna assume so, but a guy can hope. I mean, yeah, hope is one of those great things in life. If you are enjoying the stream, you're liking the look of the DLC, or just enjoying my madness in general, you can hit the like button, and if you want to, you can also subscribe. Okay, so the bale bumper isn't 100% foolproof. Because it rides up on the bales. What happens if I just have the... No, that's that. Let's raise... No, that's not the... No, that's not... Do I not have a... No, that's... I mean, that'll work. Ah, it's this button I had set. So what happens if I just leave the bale bumper up with... Okay, so... If you want to shove the bales out of the way that already exist, don't put the bale bumper down because it rides up on them. The more you know. You can even become a member of the channel, exactly. Liking the DLC? I am loving the DLC. It is actually really good. I'm like, I knew that I'd like stuff like the biobaler. I'm actually liking it more than I anticipated. I do, however, still have concerns about console players running into the bale limit a lot more often if they want to make bio bales. Because I'm noticing that you do get quite a few bales, even out of this small field here. I'm probably close on 20 for the day, I would guess. No, it's this. No, it's this. 12 bales already out of this field, and you know, I'm not very far into it, really. I think it's one of Giant's stronger DLCs they brought out. Overall, like, it's one of these rare ones that doesn't just add, you know, a new feature or lots of equipment. It adds new features and lots of equipment. And new ways to do existing things. Like, it gives you new options for silage, new options for poplars, new options for bale loading. It's something that you don't get to that you don't see very often as a DLC, because not many companies will offer that kind of wide range of equipment. So it's nice to kind of have it all kind of in one package. Have we done any sausages? Yes, we've done 2. I've been showing off the new bale wrapping mechanics as well today, Stu. If you guys want, I can go back and make some more silage square bales. I do have still quite a few square bales. And I don't mind alternating between these. You use auto second wood bales, yes. Yes, please, says Paul. I'm pretty sure Stu wants me to as well. But I'll do first, because I will, I don't need the John Deere, but I'm going to show you guys, just to answer Liam's question, because it's going to be slightly easier to do that right now, straight out of the box, straight away. Liam asked, can you use the auto stacker on the wood bales? That's the crack. All good, all good, all good. Just checking my phone here because it went off. That's what just pinged on me. Fine. How long am I streaming for? I'll be streaming until 7, so I have extended the stream today by starting early, so we'll be going for, what, nearly 3 hours total? The better part of 3 hours, as opposed to the normal 2. And Landy will be taking over at 7 and probably showing off his take on the DLC. See you, Joey. Let's just go in through the hedge here. So Liam, you want to know if you could pick up these bales with this stacker, this round bale stacker. Well, the answer is yes. And what's more, they stack in a really cool way. If I can grab this one here somehow. I'll need to attack that from the other side, I think. Yeah, everybody's... the usual streamline that people do, the stream conga line. How bad did you just mess up? Not very. Sheep only need grass in 17, grass and water, so they're not the most difficult to deal with. This is the party trick of this stacker, is it stacks not 2 bales side by side, but 3 bales side by side. Well, 2 side by side and 1 on top. See you, Hayden. We'll just grab this one over here. It makes bale triangles. And I am liking as well the detail work in the wood bales. I will do some more silage wrapping in a second, but like the detail work put into the wood bales is really quite cool that you can see the spiral in the texture. So next is going to be this bad boy. Required. I was anticipating going in this direction. Thanks. Forward is usually a better way to drive than backwards. And we're going to go back over to make some silage bales with the X-Tractor Hybrid. The 2 pieces of equipment, I think I'm using the 2 pieces of equipment people are looking forward to the most was the bio-baler and the X-Tractor. The feed mixers are, not to belittle them, they're really cool because they're higher capacity, but at the end of the day, a feed mixer is a feed mixer is a feed mixer. You know, they're higher capacity, which is great, is I felt needed. But at the end of the day, it's a feed mixer and it'll work the same as the existing feed mixers in-game. And it does work the same as the existing feed mixers in-game. It's just much higher capacity. Is it near over double the capacity of the in-game ones? Even the small one? So, you know, you do have a nice option there of things what you can do with your feed mixer. And there's the logic behind me driving around the telehandler. This is the only piece of equipment I have that can handle bales. But I think first thing I want to show you guys, for those of you interested in seeing the new style silage bales, the noodles, it can go to the right too, Fent. You can offset left or right if you really want to. Is this bale handler better than the in-one? This is the standard in-game one. Do you mean the bale wrapper? Or the stacker? The stacker, there's no round bale stacker in the base game, which is, you know, so naturally it's going to be better. the telehandler is base game, the fork I'm using is base game. I'm trying to keep this as much base game as I can. So this is... You can see these are in 2 straight lines. These are bales what I've already wrapped and unwrapped. And you might notice that the wrap on this isn't white, like what you've been seeing so far in all the trailers and stuff from Giants. Because you can choose the wrap colour on the hybrid. I don't know if you can choose the wrap colour. Let's check if you can choose the wrap colour on the other one, actually. You can. So you can choose white, black, the best colour, or green, which is the second best colour. So to get that wrapper working, all you gotta do is set it up in a field and grab telehandler, front loader, wheel loader with a bale fork for some reason. Just dump a bale on top. And it wraps half the bale. Why does it wrap half the bale? Well, you've got to have room for it to continue wrapping into the next bale, so it only wraps half the bale and then stops. When you load on the next bale, it does the other half of the bale and then half of the bale that you just loaded. And it'll always leave half a bale kind of exposed at the end until you decide you're done. It'll wrap the final half of the bale and seal off the other end of the noodle, or the bale line, or whatever you want to call it. So let's get a few bales wrapped here. So you can see now it's wrapping the second half of the first bale, the first half of the second bale into one continuous wrapped noodle. Will I be sharing the logging trailer? No. Wonder if you can auto stack into that, but you can't, Fent. I've tried loading multiple bales at once and you can't. I'll see if yes, I got a delivery of new equipment on Marwell today. Giants were very kind and sent a few of us the DLC a couple days ahead of schedule, ahead of time. Do I remember where the water trigger is on Shamrock? You can use the river. Hayden is what I used. And the river I think is down at the end of the sheep field, or the end of the field next to the sheep field. Can I take wrap bales off the end of the row? Not with this, no. You have to finish the row before you can interact with the bales at all. Does the wrapper have a capacity? If it does, then I haven't been made aware of it. As far as I'm aware, the capacity is how far across the field you want your noodle of bales to go, or how long you want it to be. And there were a couple of questions asked earlier that I want to answer, so I'm going to make a decent... Shamrock Farms next to the fuel tank. There you go. Thank you, Sim Farmer. I tend to forget maps pretty quickly in terms of like layouts and stuff, because I tend to go through quite a few. Can we now unwrap any silage bale, or only ones made with the Anderson wrappers? Only ones made with the Anderson wrappers. They have to be noodle bales. You cannot unwrap standard silage bales, as far as I'm aware. Because if you could unwrap normal silage bales, then it would have been in just as part of patch 1.3. And you can see kind of how it's a bit easier to do square bales now with the Anderson equipment than it was before. Bit of a missed opportunity by Giants. It could be argued that it is, it could be argued that it's not. It's a bit less... It probably takes a bit longer, but it seems a bit less tedious to do the square bale wrapping with the Hybrid X tractor. So I'm just going to make this the last bale in the little noodle here. Whoops. Just going to make this the last bale in the line because I was asked earlier if you can pick up the entire lines with, we'll say, a bale fork, and I want to try that out. So that's how it ends off the wrap, as it pushes the bales off, moves forward, and I'm going to just start up the little engine here and scoot it along a bit more. Is there one for round bales? This can do round bales as well, Dandelion. This can do round and square bales. The hybrid can do both bale types. The other one, the other extractor, can only do round bales. The one that I'm using can do both round and square bales. Now, the question I was asked earlier is, can you pick up these lengths of... Oh my god. Yes! Have you ever wanted to wave a floppy thing around with a telehandler? With the Anderson DLC, now you can. Pre-order now from the Giants website. That is amazing. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't even think you could do that. It's like a pool noodle. I mean, if this is a round bale thing, then it would definitely be very pool noodly. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this nonsense. Just because that is just plain impressive. Oh dear. Now what happens if I say want to start unwrapping them all from the middle? It will not let me. You have to start from the end here. You gotta go in order along, well, from one end to the other. Can you use the baler in line without offsetting? Yeah, you totally can. Let me grab the baler here. I'll show you. It'll take a second because I gotta get this in line. The mouse control is a touch slow. I'm not sure if it's my mouse settings or just the way the biobaler works. But you can totally use it completely in line. Zero offset inline biobaling. Cool to see him on wrap. Thanks, you're welcome. Manitou's doing well. Yeah, the Manitou did very well with that amount of bales. Probably shouldn't have been able to, but it did. It works the exact same as the trail mowers. You can offset it to either side or just run it completely in line if you really want to. There's no hard and fast rules. Although maybe it might look a bit silly if you're, you know, doing this. The only rule really with this is you have to have a 200 horsepower tractor. Like, that's the power requirement for it. You can stack them a few tiers high. You definitely can, yeah. There is some like really cool ideas at play here. Is this poplars? Yes. We're baling them, Dandelion. This is what the biobaler does. This is its party trick. Is it bales the poplars into wood chip bales? Have I tried it on the little doits? No, and I don't really want to, because like it's 8K's max speed. Do I have crop destruction off? Yes. I have turned it off. I've if you watch the channel regularly, because I think there might be some people who are a bit new, who don't come in regularly because of the DLC. If you watch the channel regularly, this is a map that I use for a challenge where there's multiple rules about what I can and can't do. I am ignoring those rules for the weekend, and just showing off the DLC. You can sell them with the wood chip sell trigger, but it's a bit finicky. They seem to be a bit picky about where they do actually want to sell. And unfortunately the round bale stacker is a bit wonky at the moment. It doesn't quite unload correctly, seemingly. It doesn't push them off when it's supposed to, so it kind of... it janks out. So let me... I can use the John Deere for this. Let me show you what happens when I... Well, number one, let's show you this thing picking it up. Is it only round bales for the poplars? It's only round bales. In real life, they only do round biomass bales, so that is kind of true to life. There is a biomass bale in here somewhere. I think I found it, because I think I might have just ran it over. Yep, I just ran it over. There's a biomass bale right there. Is there another one hidden in here? No, that was the one I knocked in there earlier. Okay. So this bale trailer can hold 24 bales, by the way. So let's just deactivate the arm there. And this looks really, like, it looks really cool with the little bio bales on. They are smaller than the normal round bales, so I don't know quite how this trailer will look with normal round bales on it, but that's how it looks with the bio bales on. If you're on a map where there's collision on the bales, you'll be glad to know the bales don't technically exist when they're on the trailer, so you can just drive through hedges. Or bale collisions on hedges, hedge collisions on bales, wherever way you want to put that. The bales don't technically exist when they're on the trailer, so you can get away with that. We're gonna have to do some jankiness over here at the wood chip sell point, just because it's a bit finicky. How much the baler to buy? It is in Bale Technology 99,500, so it is quite expensive. It's not cheap at all. So this is kind of one of the weak points of the DLC, quite honestly, is unloading this. Because it should push the bales all the way off. Is it going to actually this time? Yeah, no, it's... Oh wow, if you wait for an inordinate amount of time it does it. It's just that the animation on it's really slow, VF. It does actually work, it's just very, very slow to do it. I presume it's because it's anticipating you having a full load, so... These are all on the wood chip sell trigger, you might notice, but they're not selling. It's because, and I'm not making this up, oh, it's not going to work with the John Deere, is it? It kind of does, but not... Yeah, I'm going to need to get a different piece of equipment over here to do this. Possibly like a skid steer. You have to push them right up into the visible pile of wood chips for them to sail, which is a bit janky. Patient, yeah, apparently you got to be really patient when unloading the bales off the round bale stacker, but that was, yeah, they kind of jiggled their way off. I don't think that's supposed to happen. If you leave it for like 20 seconds, VF, they should start jiggling their way off. Seemingly. Why not drive into the trigger backwards? I still need to deal with this problem. 375 bales to cover the cost of buying it. Pretty much. What are they the bales selling for? Is it 275 still? Will the sell point be changed at release? Probably not. They're just a bit finicky. Yeah, either way, VF, yeah, it shouldn't probably be working the way that it is. I'm going to, just for ease, get this'll work perfectly. I am a genius. I'm going to get the official bale shover over to the sawmill. It's for pallets and wood chip bales. It's fine. Silage lever would have worked as well. Yes, but it's not a forklift. That is the important distinction there. This is a forklift. Silage shield, not a forklift. Go over unloading directly to the tube wrapper. Can you do that with this? No, not from what I can see at least. There might be a way, but I haven't figured it out if there is. This horn has changed sounds. It sounds the same as always to me. My head is tiny, yes it is. And my body is fat. Do you have any other wonderful observations for me, FLJD? Oh, apparently not. Yanis has decided you don't. Funny thing is I actually have a ginormous, like I've got an excessively large head. Hats don't generally fit me. So that was a terrible troll just because it was the exact wrong direction. I have a huge head. The speed, we're going at top speed. 25 million kilometers per second. Oh, that's just 25 kilometers an hour. Oh. However, we're there now. This is dwarfed by the John Deere. This is almost dwarfed. Okay, these bales are a lot bigger than I actually thought they were. Holy cow. This kind of works. Also, I forgot to turn on that. I was trying to claim I've got a small head. Which baseball caps tell me I have a ginormous head that is, like, unusually large. Which, by the way, is why I've not been wearing my track hat at all lately, as it gives me a headache. It crushes my skull. Don't like it. Ah, I have found a problem with using the forklift. Get off the forklift, you get. Okay, next time, Dave, use the forklift with the forks up, please. Of all the things the troll could say about me, like, I am rife for being trolled, but they decide to go with, you have a tiny head. It's fine. I've figured it out. It's now in bale shovey mode. It's fine. The forks are for extra balance. See, look, works perfectly. See? Perfection. Just realised you could also use this to load the inline wrapper, which, let's go back to that and have a bit more of a play with it. Because I think a lot of people are more excited about the inline wrapper than the bio baler. I think this is kind of what a lot of people want to see, is the inline wrapper making bale noodles. Actually, something that I'd like to see is, and I'm going to do it in a second, I'm going to need to grab a tractor from over at the bio-bale setup. Is the silage bales being auto-loaded. Also, you can still pick those bales up when they're on the inline wrapper, which is maybe a bad idea. So let's grab the John Deere here. And I want to grab the autoloader as well and just auto-load some of the silage bales. Hello, Jake. I want to load up some of the silage bales, make a stack of them, see what it looks like. Rupert, hello. I'm presuming a lot of people by now have either watched somebody else's video or have been in the stream long enough to formed opinions about the DLC now that you've seen it in proper live action. You could cut bales back into the stacker. I don't know why you'd want to, but I'd presume not. Goats, hello. What do you guys think of the DLC now that you've had a chance between me and probably the rest of the guys who got previews? What do you think of it? You more interested, less interested? Does it look better than you thought? Maybe a bit worse? I'm curious. Because to me, it is way better than I actually anticipated. And I was anticipating this to be good. I was anticipating this to be really interesting DLC with lots to do, and it really is, and kind of the way things work makes a lot of sense. The only thing that caught me out was the bio bales and how to sell them. Looks almost as good as cool. It really does! It's got a bit of something for everybody. Yeah, it's got something for the silage guys. It's got something for people who want to do bales. It's got something for people who want poplars to be vaguely useful. Bio-bales, yeah, the bio-bales are a really nice addition. I think it's a much more effective way of doing wood chips than before. I think that there's a bale stuck on the autoloader, which I'm going to have to move. You arrived late, just as I was swinging my noodle around. That sounds wrong. What do you get per bale? It's the same as normal silage. Like, they're normal silage bales, they've just been unwrapped. As that grabs up some bales there. Is it going to grab the third? No. I should be so... Oh, it did! Apparently I nudged it just enough so that it grabbed the third bale there. I am liking the coloration on the silage bales. That is very, very much the colour of silage. Especially grass silage. That is a very, very close approximation of the grass silage colour. You're never going to get like an exact colour because everybody's grass silage is going to look different. Same price for the chip bales. Chip bales sell for the same price as wood chips. So you're selling basically 2,000 litres of wood chips, so whatever the price is at your sawmill for wood chips, double it and that's how much you'll be making per wood chip bale. See it down the line, because the prices are done by per 1,000 litres in-game. You like the wavy bales, the bale noodles as I'm calling them? Yeah. The inline bales are quite fun to play with. I'll probably do more poplars now that there's quite frankly, a really nice handy way of doing them. Like, granted, you need 100 grand and you need, you know, a round bale stack or 100 grand and a 200 horsepower tractor, but honestly, like, I feel like they're much more worthwhile doing now. Will it fit in shorter sheds and unloading? It'll be one bale shorter, so technically yes. The smallest wheelbase stack wagon is only 14 bale capacity, so it will fit into smaller sheds. Keep Field 23 for the poplars. I think I will, Paul, you know. I think that it's a, like for Marwell, kind of the ideal field. Kind of do some DLC prep. You got about 3 days to do it, Irish. You got basically today, tomorrow, Sunday and Monday to do it. DLC will be out probably midnight on Monday. German time, so it'll be up late Monday night, Irish time. So that is a full stack of silage bales. Just started your prep, chosen Field 9. That's the one Landy's using. Field 23, it could be argued is better because it's closer to the sawmill. But whatever field you want to do. I know Daggerman's using this field for poplars. Field 15, which is my grass field. I think the new patch with the added grass texture, the patch is good. I mean, I've not had any issues with the patch. I've had issues with some mods that I've spoken to the modders about, and well, I've had issues with the GPS mod where Wopster fixed something and it accidentally broke wheels with 0 dead zone, so I'm currently actually running a 2% dead zone on my wheel, so it's not as sensitive as I like. But he's fixed that since, and I just need to update my my GPS mod. I need to reinstall Courseplay as well. Pretty open compared to Field 23. Yeah, I mean it's all down to personal preference what you want. Like Field 23, I picked just because it's small. Like Field 23 is a really good size for somebody who doesn't really know what they're gonna think of the DLC. Field 9, you know, if you think you're gonna like the DLC, or now you know that the DLC is something you want, Field 9 is probably a better option. If you're a maniac, Field 23 is also an option. Or Field 15. This one here is an option as well. And you can go absolutely ham with the DLC. Or you can be like me and grow grass here and have a butt ton of silage bales. Field 18 is also an option, yes. Again, if you're a complete lunatic. If you want excessive amounts of everything, go with these fields. Field 1. How big is Field 1? Field 1 is a fairly big size then. Can a worker use the biobaler? No. I have tried that in MPB. The worker cannot use the biobaler. Field 1's contract field. I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't buy it. It'll be interesting to see if, by owning the DLC, you get contracts to deal with poplars or the biobaler. Like, that's something that I'm kind of curious about. How are you now, Chris? What do you think of the DLC? You've got new ways to do grass silage. I can see Chris hosting a multiplayer shortly after the DLC is out with like 4 people on telehandlers and one guy just observing the noodle. Seems poplars and sugarcane are excluded from contracts. I think I've seen a couple of sugarcane contracts in my time. I think they're rare, but they are possible. On PS4 you get the VJ full of bales for 2-3 days straight. Crazoff, do you think you'll be getting this DLC to have a different way of doing silage. Because this is the thing, is like a lot of people do silage because it's great for the BJ and stuff. And a lot of Irish people just love doing grass silage in whatever way they want to. Especially if their name is Chris the Irish Gamer. Chris. But it does open up new options. Irish love the silage, yeah. I do love the party trick of this thing that it does drive along the field as it wraps. So let's just watch it doing a bit of driving here. Or not, I'm slightly concerned. Oh, it's stuck! It's stuck, hang on, I need to move this slightly. There we go. Slot count for the DLC is under 15 slots per machine on console, if you're wondering about slot counts on console. Super large wavy bale sausage thing. Satisfactory to go. Oh, did you? Oh, you got Satisfactory as well. Nice. Myself and Landy have been playing the crap out of that game. It is amazing. Sim doesn't like it though. Sim doesn't get on with Satisfactory. Is it gonna drive now? I'm slightly concerned that it might actually be completely stuck. It can try. But yeah, there's no limit on how far you can get these bale noodles or these lines of bales, whatever you want to call these, to go. It's just however big the field is. Like, obviously if you hit one end of the field, you're gonna have to stop. That within an hour. Nice! Have you tried it yet, Chris? Remember, that's not a Steam key. Don't make the same mistake me, Landy, and Sim all made. We should restock the wrap. That'd be a nice addition. Now, yeah, remember that's a key for the Epic Store, not Steam. The bale limit's going to be the issue, really, with this DLC. Is with the wood chip biomass, wood bales, poplar bales, whatever you want to call them, being 2,000 litres only and quite small, you are going to run into the bale limit quite quickly. But with the round bale auto stackers for those, being 24 capacity, you can kind of get over that fairly quickly, and you're only going to ever make them to sell. So it's maybe not the end of the world, but if you're running up near the bale limit to begin with and you try and make bio bales, that's when you're gonna really kind of have difficulties with getting it all working nicely. I wonder how long a noodle I can support with the Manor 2. This is now me just having dumb ideas and I'm aware of it. You just put it in line with the hedge. That wouldn't be a bad idea. And that's the joy of it, is you get, like, number one, you get this really nice, neat line of bales, but at the end of the day, you're going to have all your silage bales in one spot. That's, to me, like, one of the joys of it, is there's not a lot of tidying up to do once you've done the silage bales now, especially with this. Make 100 bio bales and sell them on console. Yeah, I've seen people today talking about, oh, I've got 156 bales on console. It's like, you're probably not going to get on very well with the DLC with the bio bales, because they are quite small and you do seem to get them fairly quickly. All it says, this is most popular part. Whatever you want, really, Cornish. You can plant them completely solid if you want. You can plant them at a 6 meter distance if you want. Landy, I think, has gone for the 6 meter option, gone for kind of an orchard style planting. I went for quite close together because I'm running a quite small field and I wanted to get kind of the maximum amount of poplar going. It will, Farmer Klein. That much I am sure of. Let's noodlefy these. Let's get this made into a noodle here. So if you missed it earlier, I'm going to do it again just for funsies. Also, this thing only actually drives... Like, this is reverse, so it struggles a bit. It has managed to get itself completely stuck. I wonder... Oh, it's because I had the ramp down. Okay. Let's grab the Manor 2 again. I want kind of slightly wider apart than Giant's hard worker. Maybe the tires and the hard workers do. And away we go! So if you're wondering whether or not you could lift the Bale noodles, I think this should answer your question. You can make quite cool designs by lifting some of the Bale noodles. Yeah, if you run crop destruction, you will end up destroying some. I've got crop destruction turned off just for kind of the demonstrations of the equipment. Here's, by the way, the bales getting unwrapped. Again. It's like modern art, yeah. I do like that you can lift, like, if you've got a short-ish line, you can lift it up and just move it somewhere else in the field. If for some reason you want to. Bale do arch. The arch do silage. But, I kind of like this setup now for doing silage bales. I don't want to see... I probably should, but I don't want to right now. See if you can try auto-stacking the actual line, silage line. I have not farmer climbed. I'd presume they'd work with the standard in-game collector or even a mod one, because all these are just the standard... They're basically just retextured standard bales. Really. If you think about the in-game silage bale, it's just that, but without the plastic. Or a bog standard hay bale, or a grass bale, or a straw bale, just with the silage texture attached. Like, there's this... I don't think there's so much of a difference that one of the standard in-game collectors or standard wrap piece of equipment wouldn't work. Well, they sell for 4,000 litres of silage. Do you need to set the distance in the poplar planter? Only if you're using like GPS or Courseplay or something like that will you need to set a distance. If you're doing it manually, just kind of come up with a guess yourself. If you're using a hard worker, they'll leave a row in between. CD won't let you do it manually. I did it manually and it ended up quite nice. I mean, that didn't end up quite nice, but my poplar planting ended up quite nice. How did that happen? you're wondering how fast you can scoot this around the map, it is 5 kilometers an hour top speed. Just realised, by the way, there's a much better line of scootage out this direction. Clamps the bales and you lower it. Ah, that's probably it. Doesn't matter too much, I'll be stacking these later on anyway. Poplar planting, it's 8 kilometers an hour, which is the same speed as this bad boy goes. The biomass. So, if you don't like how slow it is, you're probably not going to like the biomass. No GPS on console? Yeah, just do it by eye and you can usually get pretty close to vaguely looking good. As long as there's no huge, like, swaths that you make a giant left turn, it should look reasonably good. Let me know when Landy's gone live, by the way, because I do want to run straight after the stream and check some stuff out. Before I record kind of a bit more of an official first look kind of at the DLC. Because you might have noticed I've not got a video up on it yet. Just realised that's really handy. Having the handbrake is super handy because it's still technically on cruise control. All I gotta do is remove the handbrake and set it into first gear. And lower it. In theory. Or is it that I haven't closed the back? I haven't closed the back. Never did poplar without seasons. Does it grow back without replanting? Apparently so. I didn't think it did, but people during the week were saying that it does craze off. So I'm going to go with what my viewers have been saying and say that yes, poplars do regrow. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, we are coming up to the end of it. You can always hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well if you want to see more from me. Dagowin's poplars are regrowing in his video. Yeah, people were saying that. Bear in mind, Cornish, that I don't watch farm sim videos. I'm much the same as Landy in that front, that I don't find watching other people playing the game in a video very interesting. It's just not something that entertains me anymore. For whatever reason. To be fair, I'm barely even watching streams now. But that's just down to me not finding watching other people playing the game all that interesting. No comment on like any individual person's quality or whatever. But yeah, as soon as I'm done I will have to run off and check some stuff. So I might forget to end the stream officially. You might see like nothing coming through and the stream still technically being live, like I did the other day. It's because I really want to run off straight after this and check some stuff. Is Lenny stream tonight? I believe so, yes. That, by the way, was 2,000 litres of poplars right there. Just if you wondered what 2,000 litres of poplars looks like, it's quite little, really. Have I done something silly here? No, just decided not to collect for a bit. Okay. Possibly because I'm going up no line at all currently. But yeah, Landy is planning on stream tonight. Probably he is going to be on Marwell as well. And probably showing this DLC off as well. I can't see why he wouldn't be. Expect to see over the next day or so the full list of people who have the DLC, because they'll be the ones who are doing preview streams and showing off the DLC, because we can and we want to. Very important that, for me at least, this is the way I see it, very important that if I've got something early that people might be interested in, that I do show it off so you guys can have a look at it and see what you think and make an informed decision based on what you see in streams. Whether that informed decision is that you don't like it and you don't want to buy it, or that informed decision is, holy crap, this is the best thing ever, I want to buy it right now. That's entirely your prerogative. But it's great that you can make that informed decision based on seeing it in action on my stream, or Landy's stream, or Daggerwin's videos, or something like that. Or in Simulate's videos, or VF's videos and streams. You know, it's great that that chance is there. You DLC link? Okay. It's right at the top of the description as well, Stu. But yeah, if you want to pre-order the DLC for Tuesday, to make sure you get it on Tuesday as soon as it's out, you can follow that link that I just put in. And that'll be a pre-order that will work with, if you got the Steam edition of the game, Steam version of FS19. It will work. I'm playing on the Steam version right now. It's working perfectly fine. The only difference between that download, like buying it from Giants directly, and buying it from Steam, there's two differences. Number one, Giants gets more money. And number two, you won't get automatic updates through Steam. Like, this is a proper hands-on, this is how the DLC actually works kind of thing. Teaser videos are great at trying to sell it to you. Stuff like this is better at kind of showing you, well, this is how it works in reality. And in reality, I feel like it works much the same as in the teaser videos. Yeah, Giants ain't Ubisoft. What you see in a Giants teaser is what you get. You don't get fake gameplay. Lanny's live? Sweet. I will end the stream here then, because I really do want to run downstairs and check up on some stuff. So I'll be back tomorrow with more DLC stuff. Oh, that is poplars. I thought that bush had randomly grown. Until then, stay safe and goodbye. Like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff the YouTubers are supposed to say. Bye!